To JC Transformation Strategies. Welcome to our Thursday coaching, and thank you so much to everyone who is always actively engaged and always watching the coaching sessions. Appreciate all the efforts and the time. Today's topic is the impact of reading. All right, the impact of reading. When last have you guys actually sat down, opened up a book and started reading? Okay, and I'm being for real. Right, we get so caught up with so many things that we actually forget the basic thing that we did while we was at school, which is reading. So today I'm going to touch bases about reading, and I'm going to fill you in on how the impacts of reading helps you, really stimulates the brain and so forth. Okay, so guys, we know that reading we did as children, it was so important because we took part in a lot of reading classes, such as like Korea languages. So it depends like what language you did, such as English, Afrikaans, Spanish, German. Well, you know your language that you fit in. So there's so many different types of language out there throughout the whole world. So we're going to be looking at the reading of those languages. Okay, now reading is a cognitive process of interpreting written symbols. Okay, it's a skill actually. So if you can read, it's a skill. Master that skill. A lot of people don't master skills, and I'm telling you now, if you can read a sentence, a line, a paragraph, I want you to master that skill because you have the cognitive skill. Now what happens is that it actually it boosts your memory when you read. It's a critical thinking that happens where it boosts even your knowledge, it boosts your empathy. You can apply the skills of actually reading stuff and summarizing and even visualizing in your brain because of the content of reading. So when you read an article, okay, let's say you read a story or an article of something that's happening. Now what happens is that your brain gets so fixated in it, it gets exciting. You even create images in your mind because reading is an onset of creativity. So creativity enhances your brain, boosts your brain, and it actually improves your memory. So reading is critical. Even as we have entered in 2026, I want everybody to start reading whatever books it is. It even could be children books, you could even be an adult. Just do your reading. It's so important in 2026. It's a very good tool as well for enhancing your memory. If you have noticed that you became like really forgetful, I want to ask you is when last did you actually do your reading? Okay, it's so important. Right, then we also look at reading, how it strengthens your neural connections in your brain. Now remember, in our brain, as I said, we all are like circuit wired, so our brains are all wired together. But the problem is when that circuit wire gets interrupted, remember there's a lot of interferences like noise, stress, and all these things. It affects the neural connection. So when you do reading, even if it's just a 10-minute reading, could be after work, could be in the morning, even reading your spiritual books, it actually helps your neural connections in your brain, and it helps you to, as we always say, to rewire your brain in the correct way. So it's going to wire your brain in the way that's set for you to enhance your memory. So reading enhances you, but you need to start somewhere. Okay, now the best part of it is that reading, you recognize the words, you recognize the sentences, it builds also new memories. So the best part about reading is that you are going to be building new memories. Remember these new storylines. Okay, alright, so remember these new storylines. Okay, so let's say you're reading about a book. Let's say, for example, Mel Robinson led them, which is an excellent book, and I've actually read the book as well, and that helped me actually to just let people be people. Okay, so it's important to realize what type of book you're looking at, and then after that you will notice that it's going to recognize the words. Your brain is so powerful, so when you start reading, it recognizes words, it recognizes sentences, so it builds new memories. And the best part of it, it strengthens existing ones. So whatever that you've learned in the past, let's say now you learning new things, you reading new stuff, it's actually going to even spark a memory from before, that hey, you know what, I've actually read something similar like this before in another book. And you see how it all just ties up. Okay, So focus is actually the main one, creativity is the main one that's actually enhanced. And also remember, in our vocab is like a book. So when we read, we add to the vocab, we add more words, we add more knowledge, we add more resources. So it's very, very critical. Get to your reading, okay? Now, the best part of it, of how reading actually impacts us, is that it reduces the stress levels, and that's the most exciting thing in our channel. We are learning about stress levels and how to reduce it. So when we have reading in place, like either in the morning, either in the lunchtime, either in the evening just before bedtime, which is the best. Even you can read the Bible, you can read your religious books as well. It actually reduces your stress and it lowers your blood pressure. Because your blood pressure always spikes up when you're stressed because of that fight and flight mode. So when you do your reading, it reduces all of that. And the best part of it, it's an outlet. It's an escape outlet. So you have something to just get away from the world. And you just have something to sit back, relax, and escape from reality and the future and this downturn anxiety part of what to expect. Okay, so the best part of it is reading gets you out of that. So it's important today, look at what do I enjoy reading, or even from childhood, what did I enjoy reading from childhood, because we all enjoyed something. Okay, it can be like fictional books, it can be non-fictional books. So remember, fictional books is more to do with made up stuff, okay, made up characters and things like that, very similar to cartoons and everything. And then your non-fictional is basically real life stories, it's facts, it's like events that took place, scenarios that took place, okay, everything is like real. The with the fiction, right, with the non-fiction. Okay, because I always try to get that in order between the fictional and the non-fictional. So the fictional is more made up, the non-fictional is more real, facts, those type of things. And also I think with the non-fictional as well, it's also educates you into learning something more because you know it's real. Okay, I think with the fictional is where you actually boosting more of your creativity because you visualize things. And yeah, because reading opens up to your visualization, which is one of the best sensories as well. Yeah, so when we look at the age groups for reading, like 0 to 3 years, that's best to be pictures for those babies. Even from 3 years to 8 years, it's still picture based. Okay, then from 8 years onwards, they can move on to a bit of sentences, but not very complex, maybe from 8 to 12. Then from 12 years onwards, going into secondary school, you can actually read even 50,000 words, that's fine. Okay, but obviously know your limits. Okay, and do your reading at a pace. Don't cramp things, just sit back, enjoy, have a cup of coffee there, and just look at how can this book benefit me, how can it take me out of this crazy world. Okay, so start off this week with your reading, guys. That's a coaching session for today. And I also hope that you guys will also find the best book. Remember, it's not easy to find best books to read, but as you experiment around, you definitely will, and your childhood will actually be ignited. This is the most exciting part. Stay tuned to JC Transformation Strategies, and happy reading. Bye, guys.